Okay, so let us now use Excel so that you can automate computing on your statistics. Since in your statistics right now, you need to solve for the mean, the measures of central tendency or other stuff. So how do you automate that, or how do you completely solve all these all these data using the functions of Excel? So let us first solve for the measure of central tendency. So the measures of central tendency. So in research, these are important measures because this tries to find the central value of a data set. For example, in a set of grades, para malaman mo, kunyari sa klase na yon. So in a class, these are the final grades, their final grades. So how do you collectively get their the central value that will define this class? So as a class, ano ang kanilang measure ng kanilang grade? So we have to use the measures of central tendency, and one of those are the average or simply the mean. Another one is the median, and the other is last is the mode. So if you're not familiar, mean is just the average of the grade. So average means you have to add everything and divide that by the total number of uh, the the given data. So since we have 11, so after adding everything, you divide it by 11. So you get the mean. Median naman is you have to arrange everything first, then you have to pick the central value, yung pinakagitna after arranging from lowest to highest. And the uh, mode is the value of the of a data that is frequently showing up in our data set. Now, for example, let's start to solve for the mean. Pero instead of using the formula of getting the mean, na you add divided by the number of data, so we will be using the function commands of your Excel. So for mean, the function for that is the average. And getting the average of the data set. So average, open parenthesis, there is no space. Select all the data set and click enter. So you can easily get the average of all the grades of your or the average of your data by using the average function. Now, suppose you need to round this off to 2 decimal places. Now, the manual method is this. So you can increase the value here or decrease the value here. Now, there is also a function command which will solve for the rounded off value of this one to 2 decimal places by using the round function. The round function. So round, open parenthesis. So it will look for the rounded off value of this computation. And lastly, comma, and the number of decimal digits that you want to include in your rounded off value. So in this case, I want 2 decimal digits included. So as you can see, the round off niya kanina may value pa dito, but since hinihingi lang natin or we explicitly commanded Excel to round it off to 2 decimal digits, kinuha na niya yung decimal digit, 2 decimal digit, or the rounded off value to 2 decimal digit. Now the median, to solve for the median, you just use the median function, so equals So always, if you want to compute something, mag-equal tayo and the function name, which is median. Again, you have to copy on the data set. And as you can see, the middle value is 89. So that is the median. The long method to solve for the median is this. So i-arrange muna natin siya. So arrange the value from the lowest to highest. So let's call this arrange data. Let us copy this first. Then let us use the data sort command. Okay? So sabi niya, would you want to expand the selection? No. Just continue. And what do you want to sort? Okay, there is you can also use this one. This one is to sort from smallest to largest. This is the one we need. Okay, so you just continue with the current selection. Okay, so that's it. Or if you needed, if for other matters, you want from largest to smallest, you can use this one. So largest to smallest. However, we need the one that is from smallest to largest. So you have to arrange it first, then hanapin nyo yung gitna. So in this case, it's really 89. Si 89 yung gitna. So that is how you solve for the median using long method. Pero the short method is to use the median function command. Next, when we say mode, this is a measure of central tendency. Hahanapin niya yung number na may palaging or frequently appearing in your data set. Like for example, in this case, si 88. Pero since we already arranged the data, mas madali nating nakita. Paano kung hindi mo alam? Or the faster way to solve for the mode is by using the mode. However, we will be using multi. Multi means if there are two or more values na frequently appearing. For example, dalawa silang pareha or pareha silang tatlong beses nag-appear or apat na beses nag-appear. Parehas niya ipapakita yon. Pero in this case, let us use the multi-function para sigurado tayo in case na maraming magkapareho. And in this case, si 88 lang. Pero paano kung, for example, dalawa silang parehas ang dami? Like, for example, gawin natin to 91. So, suppose gawin lang natin to 91. So, in this case, kapag sinort natin siya, mapapansin nyo na si 88 tatlong beses nag-appear, si 91 tatlong beses nag-appear. Let's try to solve this again using mode, multi. Okay, I think this works better in the online app. Let's try to use the online app. Anyway, so in the online app kasi, let's try this one. Yung desktop app ko, para may bug. Let's try to use the same values in my data. So suppose this is my data. Let's paste that here. Okay, so let's use the mode and the mode multiple. Oh, sorry. Mode. So just select the data set and enter. As you can see there, so mas okay yung there, I think there's a bug in my desktop app. So ito dapat yung magiging result niya, 88 and 91, because if you check this one, if you arrange this from lowest to highest or ascending, sort, just sort, okay. So as you can see, tatlong beses lumabas si 88, tatlong beses lumabas si 91. So sinabi lang niya, parehas sila, si 88 and 91. So that's how mode.multi should work. Okay? So let me use this again, the desktop app. So we're through with the measures of central tendency. I'll just put it in here. Okay, how about the measures of variability? So if you're not familiar with measures of variability, ito naman yung, it measures how consistent your data are. There are three types of measure of variability. Si range, I think you're not familiar with range, pero ito ang ginagamit nyo sa inyong statistics right now, si variance at saka si standard deviation. Let's just call that STDD dev or the standard deviation. Now, to solve for the range, it is just equal to the maximum value of the data set minus the minimum value. Now, you can solve this manually kapag in-arrange mo siya from highest to lowest. You can see it's 97 minus 85. Or, if you do not want to arrange the data anymore, just use this function, max. So, it will try to find the maximum value in this data set, then minus mean. So, that command will find the lowest value in this data set. So to get the range, it is just use the maximum function, then select the data set minus the mean function, and again, select the data set. If you click that or press enter, it will just be equal to 12, which is just equal to your 97 minus 85. Okay? For standard, for variance, pag si variance, madami pa kayong hinahanap in your statistics, right? Hahanapin niyo pa yung frequency, hahanapin niyo pa yung probability, and from there, mahahanap niyo na yung variance. But the shortcut for this is by using var.s. var.s command. So, var.s is variance using a sample data. So this is a sample data. So var.s, then again, select the data array. And that's it. So if you want to round that off, so you want to round it off as much as possible. It depends upon the teacher. If your instructor wants you to always find the to round off your final answers to 2 decimal digits, then use the round command. Again, it will automatically round off your answer. Now, for the standard deviation, there are two ways. The formula of standard deviation is the square root of your variance. So there is a square root command here in Excel, the SQRT, and open parentheses, you click your variance and you will solve for the standard deviation. Again, I want this to be rounded off to 2 decimal places. Okay. However, the other way to do this is by using the stdev. So there you go. This one again. So I'll just double click this one. Yes. stdev, or the standard deviation of a sample. Then I'll click the data set and click close parentheses, and there you go. Now this is much precise, because paano kung in case na nagkamali ka dito sa variance, tapos itong ginamit mong data, baka magkamali ka sa standard deviation. So it's always best to use the data set when using the command function. Okay? So again, let us use the round this off to decimal value. And let's check if it should have the same answer, and it is. It does. Parehas sila ng sagot. Okay, next is to find the probability distribution, histogram. 'Di ba? Pinapahanap din sa inyo yung probability histogram. So in this case, hahanapin natin yung frequency nitong mga dataset ninyo. So this is your dataset. Or let's call that X. Tapos, hahanapin natin yung frequency nila. Now, to find the frequency, lalo na marami yan, so we will be using the frequency command instead of manually checking. So, ang gagawin nyo na lang is this. So, equals frequency, double click. So, yung unarranged or unsorted data, so select that as well as your arranged data. And click enter. So as you can see, it will automatically solve for, okay. Sorry. Okay. Now, bakit mali yung naging sagot? So as you can see kasi, pag nagde-drag kayo ng data, yung command niya or yung mga formula niya, nagbabago din, nag-i-increase. Like for example, in this case, from A2 to A12. So A2 to A12. Tapos, yung gagamitin mong arrange value is from H2 to H12. However, in this case dito, nabago from A3 to A13. So the idea, there are times na may kailangan kang formula na hindi dapat magbago yung data set mo. So in this case, ang gagawin ko para hindi magbago yung data set ko, I will be using F4. F4. So when we use F4 to your data set, sasabihin niya kay Excel, wag mong baguhin to kahit i-drag mo. I-drag ko. Okay? So si A2 as well as A12, from A2 to A12, hindi siya magbabago. Tapos, pati yung si H2 to H12, hindi dapat siya magbago. So let us use this one. Oops. Again, there's a bug. Let's use this. Okay. Let's use the online app. Sorry, medyo, I think I need to reinstall my desktop app. So let's use this one, 85. So this is your data. Now this is your X. Ito na yung gano'n natin na arrange na values. I'll just call that B. And lastly, your frequency. Frequency. I'll just copy again I'll just copy the unarranged. So this is the unarranged. Okay, Control Shift V. Okay, this is the unarranged and this is the arranged. Okay. Now let us use the frequency command again. Frequency, I'll double click this one. Select the unsorted data or the unarranged data, comma. Click the arranged data, then click enter. So as you can see, it will automatically populate the area such that it will show you na ilang beses nag-appear. Now, in this case, since in the frequency distribution table, isang beses lang natin sinusulat yung inyong data. So if this is 88, uh, yung naulit ay buburahin ko. So I'll erase this one. As well as this one, si 91 na ulit. I'll just erase this one. Okay. So this is now your frequency distribution table. Now, gagawa na tayo ng frequency distribution table or the histogram. Now, mas maganda pa rin yung desktop app. So I'll just go to my desktop app para sa paggawa ko ng frequency distribution table. In this case, I'll just open up na lang a new sheet. Okay, so I'll select this one, insert a table, recommended charts, and this is your, okay, so this is your frequency distribution table. That you will be, which is one of the requirements in statistics, right? It's one that you are trying to solve. Now also you can solve for the z-scores. So do you still remember the z-score? So I'll just let us try to solve for the z-score of this given data. So what again is the z-score? So let us be reminded of the formula of the z-score. Now the z-score is just equal to z-score. So the z-score is just equal to the mean minus your, x, which is your current data, minus your mean divided by your standard deviation. So let us solve for that here. Okay. So this is your x equals x. Let's try to use open parentheses. X minus your mean. Where's your mean? There you go. However, again, you have to use F4 para mamaya, if pag dinrag down natin, hindi na magbabago yung value nito. So I'll be using, I'll be entering or press F4 para hindi mabago yung value ni mean. Then close parenthesis divided by your standard deviation. Again, press F4 para manatili siya doon sa value na yun. And this is the value of your Z. So since it is in the left side of your mean, negative value siya. So we can now drag down. So those are the values of your Z. And finally, subukan nating i-graph yung ating normal distribution ng data set na ito. So one way to do that is by using an online grapher. So let's type in normal distribution grapher or generator. So this is one application or web applet. So ano yung mga data natin? 89.73 for your mean and 3.47 for your standard deviation. So let's 89.73 for the mean. Standard deviation is 3 point, what again? 3.47. So there you go. And the X, so looking at your X, pili lang tayo ng kahit na anong X dito sa ating value. So this is one of your X, which is 85. And finally, you choose if it's going to the left or going to the right. So kung ano bang gusto mong isolve, greater than your X or the one less than your X. So let's try this one. Okay, wait lang. So 89.70. 89.73 and 3 point
47 po.
27?
47 po.
47. Tapos yung X natin, let's try 85. And there you go. So as you can see, if you click this one, ito yung from 85 going to the right of your value. So this is the probability. And if you use this one, yeah. So you can now, you can use this in your research para mas mapadali yung inyong research. And of course, if you need to provide graph for your normal